Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. They would get on their news and talk about tourists on the island and how the airports are packed and how the hotels are 90% capacity. And then they'll get in the paper and say that, there is a slow flow and, they're hoping to get more people on the island. You don't know what to believe. But if you were to drive around the tourist area and look at the hotels or look on the beaches, you'll see that there are hardly any tourists on the island. And this is a time, it's fall. Now it's coming on to fall in America, and this is the time that people would be traveling and going to places that are warmer. It's not really winter yet, but still there could be an uptick. Now in this particular installment on Barbados Today, the e-paper, but this is on Facebook, they're talking about the US is now Barbados's #1 source market. And if Americans were to hear the way Barbados is very degrading to them, they think that Americans do not take well. They don't like Americans because they think that because of the fight we have, not the flight, but the fight that Americans seem to embrace. They think that we are too arrogant. They don't like Americans at all. They don't mind taking your money. They don't mind taking your money. Recently, there were some Americans on the island of Barbados, and they reported that they almost got violated. They almost were violated. And then there was this other occasion where this lady felt that she was being robbed. She was being defrauded. Every time she turned around, there was a Barbadian taxi person or somebody from the service area trying to take her money. That's all they really want. They want you to come to the island, leave your money and leave. Leave your money and then you leave. By the way, did you hear of the US citizen who was buried alive in Barbados? I don't know if you heard that, but there's a guy, his name is Patrick King, and he has on his Facebook page about an American US citizen who was buried alive and how he takes pleasure in what has happened to her, what happened to her. He and his group of people, they take pleasure in what he is detailing that happened to her. Go on his page, Americans. Any American that is listening to me should go on the Facebook page or the Instagram page of Patrick King and see and hear the way he speaks of an American. She is a US citizen since forever, a US citizen, and the way he speaks about her, having someone run her out of the airport, and the joy in his tone and the joy in his audience's tone, you will see how they feel about Americans. They don't like you. Barbadians, I was going to say Barbados, but Barbados is just land and sea and sun. Barbadians do not like Americans for the most part. Barbadians for the most part. You always have to find yourself saying, well, not all. But, they'd rather just have your money. They'd rather just have your money and have you leave. And they don't want you to complain. They don't want you to complain. Just pretend you had a good time. Pretend you spent all your money because it was so good, and then carry on your merry way. But go and read that story of the US citizen that was abused, violated, and buried alive in Barbados, and see how they laugh. See how happy it made them. See how the storyteller, the person who brought the story, see how he revels in the Americans' agony. Go, see. And that is the blueprint. That is the exhibit A of what Barbadians think about US citizens. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.